Hi, I'm Dakota Bunny. Bunny is my stage name. I'm a famous singer. Well, I haven't got any Grammys yet, but I'm working on it. When I was on stage, all eyes were on me. But in real life, I was an ordinary high school student. Like all girls, I was worried about my pimples, grades, and love life. I was head over heels in love with my boyfriend, Austin. We'd been dating for several years, and I hoped that one day we would get married. Things were going great until one day. Oh, but before we start, please like this video and subscribe to the Private Diary channel. So, my relationship with Austin was perfect like Rihanna's sense of style. But then, one day, my boyfriend said he was going to Italy to intern at a local college. I was devastated, but I knew how important the internship was for his future. So we said goodbye to each other and promised we'd keep in touch every day. And for a while, we really did send each other photos and funny memes. But soon, Austin stopped texting me back and hardly came online. At first, I pushed away anxious thoughts. But after a couple of days, I couldn't help but start panicking. Austin couldn't have broken off all contact with me for no reason. Something bad must have happened to him. First, I talked to his parents, but Mr. and Mrs. Taylor didn't know where their son was either. Well, at least that's what they told me. Dakota Bunny will get to the bottom of it. There was still a week of holiday left, so I decided to spend it looking for Austin. The only problem was that I wasn't allowed to leave the country. It was one of the conditions on my contract. My producer was extremely strict, and he'd give me hell if I broke that rule. So I decided to go to Italy incognito. I quickly bought a plane ticket, and I told my parents I was going to visit my boyfriend. All that was left to do was come up with a disguise so my photos wouldn't end up online. My producer could not find out about my plan. Perfect! No one will recognize me like this. Look at these cute ears. I thought I perfectly blended into the crowd, but then a tall guy with black hair at customs tried to strike up a conversation with me. Oh, are you going to Italy too? I was born there. Do you want me to show you around? I know all the best places. No, thanks. Isn't your suitcase too heavy for such a delicate girl? Aren't you asking me too many questions? I don't like talking to strangers. Let's get to know each other then. I'm Luigi. Will you let me help you now? I said no! Get away from me! I couldn't stand pushy guys like him. Luckily, it was my turn at the customs window. I handed the employee my documents and he demanded I take off my mask. I carefully lifted it up for just a second, but that was enough for him to recognize me. My daughter loves your songs! I'm a pink rabbit and I will steal your heart. I quickly signed an autograph for his daughter and the man let me through without even checking my purse. Luigi looked suspicious as heck though, so I wasn't really all that surprised when his things were carefully examined. A few hours of pleasant flight later, I was in Italy. It was beautiful there, but I didn't have any time to enjoy the view. I wanted to find Austin as soon as possible. I knew which hotel he was staying at, so I headed there right away. I didn't know Italian, but I used a translator on my phone to ask the girl at reception which room Austin Taylor was staying in. The girl spent a long time checking something on the computer, and then she said that they didn't have a guest with that name. Huh. That was fishy. I came to the college Austin was supposed to be interning at, and I tried to find him there, but I hit a dead end again. Austin's name wasn't on the list of interns either. Huh. This disappearance was getting more mysterious by the minute. I went outside and I tried to figure out what to do next, but I could hardly focus because it was scorching hot. Even though I felt like I could hardly breathe, I was afraid to take off my mask. The last thing that I needed was to get in trouble with my producer, so I stopped by a drinking fountain. That was a mistake. While I was distracted, a thief grabbed my purse and ran away. I tried to catch up to him, but I'd never been particularly athletic, and I also had to drag a heavy suitcase behind me. It only took a couple of minutes for me to run out of breath. What a mess. What's wrong, gorgeous? I looked slowly up and saw Luigi. Ugh, can you believe it? Did you follow me here? Maybe we're just fated to keep meeting. Jeez, that's so corny. Are you gonna keep making sarcastic remarks, or are you going to tell me what happened to you? I rolled my eyes at him. Luigi was like gum stuck to my shoe and I couldn't get rid of it. But I was alone in an unfamiliar city and I didn't know Italian, so I just had to take a chance on Luigi. My purse was stolen. My phone, documents, and money were all in it. Your purse? Dang, that's bad. Thanks, genius. I know that. I told him I didn't want to contact the police or the embassy because I arrived in the country incognito, and I didn't want the press to find out about my trip. I'm Dakota Bunny. See? I only listen to good music, so I didn't recognize you. Rude! I turned away angrily and was about to leave, but Luigi stopped me. Wait, don't be mad. I'll help you, come on. He took my suitcase and led me somewhere through narrow streets. I couldn't help but stare around in amazement. Anxious thoughts were creeping in, and I kept asking myself how I ended up in this mess. It wasn't like I didn't know it was a bad idea to trust a shameless stranger. On the way, I described the thief's appearance to Luigi in detail. Soon, we came to a small house. Luigi's friends lived there. You can stay here for the night, and I'll try and find that bastard. He introduced me to his friends and left. The house resembled a dorm for hippies. What if I was in the hideout of a gang of criminals? I hoped not, but I didn't know anything about Luigi. He looked more like a bad guy than a law-abiding gentleman. Luigi's friends spent the evening playing guitar and singing, so I didn't sleep a wink. To be fair, it wasn't like I would have been able to fall asleep in a place like that anyway. Instead, I stared sadly out the window and thought about Austin. To my surprise, I ended up passing out. The next morning, I decided that I couldn't rely on a stranger and hope he'd solve all my problems. I had to go to the police. I was on my way out when I bumped into Luigi. Good morning, baby. I brought you coffee. My name is Dakota. I'll try and remember it, baby. I really wanted to pour my hot coffee on him, but then he told me he spent the entire night visiting all the places stolen things were usually sold, but he still couldn't find my purse. Anyway, where were you going, babe? Dakota. To the police. I don't want to sit back and do nothing. Luigi offered to walk me to the nearest police station, and on the way there, I asked him why he knew where all the stolen stuff was going to. Let's put it this way. I have a dark past. Why am I not surprised? Hey, don't judge a book by its cover. That's all in the past. Sure it is. On the way to the police station, I suddenly saw a familiar face. Hey, it's that thief! He still got my purse! Wait here, I'll get him. With those words, he ran towards the thief, who immediately turned tail. The chase quickly moved to the roofs of the cozy Italian houses. It was like watching a movie with cool stunts in real life. I couldn't take my eyes off Luigi. He effortlessly jumped from rooftop to rooftop like a ninja. Soon, he managed to snatch back my purse, but the thief escaped. As soon as Luigi got back down, I immediately grabbed my purse and frantically rummaged inside to make sure nothing was missing. My phone, documents, wallet. He didn't take anything.
Thank you, Luigi. You're my hero. Oh, I just did what anyone would have done.
I didn't listen to him grumble. Instead, I unlocked my phone and saw that Austin had posted a photo of someplace in Italy. I tried to call him, but his phone was off. I looked at the photo he posted again. Is Austin leaving me clues to help me find him? But what is this place? Luigi, the nerve of him, looked at my phone screen and said he recognized the landscape. There's a beautiful town not far from here. It's been a while since I've been there. Let's go. I'll help you buy the train tickets and we'll be there in an hour. First, explain why you're being so helpful.
Maybe I'm just a nice guy who fell for a moody girl.
You do realize I have a boyfriend, right?
I know. Any more questions, or can we finally go?
Sometimes Luigi drove me up the wall, but he had a great sense of direction and he knew Italian, so I didn't chase him away. I left my suitcase at the hippies' dorm because I didn't want to drag it around everywhere. Soon enough, Luigi and I boarded a train. We passed the time on road talking, and I finally told my new friend why I came to Italy.
Chin up. We'll find your Oliver.
His name's Austin.
We'll find Austin, too.
Are you trying to piss me off?
Yeah, you're so cute when you're mad.
I turned red as a tomato. Luckily, Luigi couldn't see it because I was still wearing a mask. Soon, we were there. Luigi took my phone and started showing the locals a photo of Austin. Finally, a man working at the station seemed to remember something. What did he say to you?
He saw your boyfriend. Austin bought a ticket and left for Cannes.
He's going to France? We need to follow him.
The next train is 3 hours away. Let's go on a walk for now. And take off the stupid mask already. No one's gonna recognize you here.
I'm not taking any chances. He didn't like my answer and tore the mask off my face. At first, I wanted to slap the living daylights out of him, but then I breathed in the fresh sea air and I instantly relaxed. This is amazing.
Let's go. I'll show you around.
Luigi was good. He could have worked as a tour guide. The town we were in had a rich history and the locals were very friendly. It felt like heaven on earth. Luigi also knew a ton of interesting facts about the local vineyards.
This grape variety is called Sangiovese. Look at how it sparkles in the sun. Isn't it beautiful?
Later, we came to a beach. I was sitting on the soft sand and Luigi was swimming in the sea. Then he got out of the water and pushed back his wet hair. It looked like he was in slow-mo. Droplets of water glistened on his flawless abs. My jaw dropped to the floor and I could only stare, speechless. But then I got a grip on myself and reminded myself I already had a boyfriend. After our wonderful walk, we finally boarded a train going to Cannes. I was admiring the stunning landscape outside the window when the train suddenly braked. I bumped into Luigi and our noses touched.
Are you okay?
I nodded shyly and hoped that my heart would stop racing soon. Austin and I were an item. I wasn't supposed to think about Luigi like that. That night, I couldn't sleep and just stared out the window. We arrived in Cannes in the morning. I had no idea where to look for Austin next. He hadn't posted anything new on social media and his phone was still turned off. All of a sudden, a girl came up to us and started shouting at Luigi in Italian. They argued for several minutes before the girl left. She still had steam coming out of her ears. Who was that? Why were you fighting?
That was my sister, Francesca. We haven't talked in ages. I used to be a troublemaker and I caused my father a lot of grief. Francesca was a real pain in the butt too, but she always acted like she was sweet and innocent.
Their father had recently passed away. He owned huge vineyards and he left them all to Francesca.
I loved those vineyards. I dreamed of inheriting Dad's business, but my sister sold the vineyards and now she's squandering the money. I was left with nothing.
I couldn't help but feel sorry for him. At first glance, Luigi seemed like a rude and careless brat, but deep inside, he was a real romantic and a dreamer. I wanted to cheer him up. Hold my purse. I'll get us something to eat. A few minutes later, I came back with a pizza, only to see Luigi rummaging through my purse. Imagine my surprise when he pulled out a small package that I hadn't put there out of it. What the heck are you doing?
These are grape seeds. I can use them to grow a very rare grape variety. I got them in America to create my own vineyard, but let me tell you, it wasn't easy. It's illegal to take them across the border. I knew I'd be searched, so I found a girl with the most innocent look at the airport and I put the package into your purse.
So that's why you were trying so hard to find my stolen purse. And then you just followed me around and waited for the chance to get your stupid seeds back?
That was the plan at first, but now I really like you, Dakota.
Stay away from me, you liar. I ran away from Luigi and I trudged through the unfamiliar city. How could I trust that crook? It was time to focus on finding Austin. If only I had a clue as to where to look for him. I was sitting on the bench and petting a street cat when I saw Francesca. She recognized me, too. Turned out she spoke English. Aren't you that girl who got mixed up with my wayward brother? Wait, you look familiar. You're Dakota Bunny. Oops. I realized I still hadn't put my mask back on and I quickly fixed that. Please don't tell anyone I'm here. If my producer finds out I broke my contract, my career will be over. Okay, I won't rat you out. Why are you sitting here all sad?
I told her about the crazy week I'd had and she tried to comfort me.
You don't know anyone here, do you? You can stay with me at my villa while you're out looking for your boyfriend. I live with my fiance.
That's a really generous offer. Maybe Francesca wasn't as bad as Luigi had led me to believe.
I agreed, and soon we arrived at a gorgeous villa.
Francesca told me that she was getting married the next day.
I love your songs. Can you sing at our wedding?
I'm sorry, but my contract forbids me from doing that.
Well, be careful. I'll tell the guests not to take any pictures of you.
I hesitantly agreed, and I showed her a photo of Austin. Do you recognize him? To my surprise, she frowned when she saw the photo. Before I could ask her anything else, someone else walked into the room. Francesca, baby, I'm home. Dakota? What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Austin, you have a girlfriend in America?
Girls, let me explain.
He had no choice but to admit that he'd been texting Francesca while dating me. When he found out that she'd gotten an inheritance, Austin decided that that was his chance and proposed to her. We shouted at him while he just stood there, looking like a kicked puppy. I'm fed up with your lies. We're over. We're done too. There will be no wedding. And I want the Ferrari I gave you back. The owner of the villa kicked him out.
We were left alone and spent the evening sobbing our hearts out and comforting each other. One thing led to another, and soon we were discussing Luigi. I know your brother's a scumbag, but whenever he talked about the vineyards, his eyes were shining. Do you think there's any chance that you two will make up?
I'll think about it.
Eventually, we went to sleep in different rooms.
The next morning, I was woken up by the noise outside. I looked out the window and saw a crowd of paparazzi with cameras. My producer called me and went ballistic as soon as I picked up.
Dakota, why did I find out that you're performing at a wedding in Cannes from social media? What on earth were you thinking? Are you trying to keep all the money for yourself?
No, this is all a huge misunderstanding. I'm in the kitchen with my parents. I quickly hung up and ran to Francesca and asked her what was going on. She greeted me with a vicious smile. I had to cancel my wedding because of you. If you hadn't come here, I wouldn't have found out the truth about Austin, and we could have been happy. Oh, and you're also best buds with my insufferable brother. I'll never forgive you. Francesca had taken all her anger out on me and ratted me out to the paparazzi. I'm gonna let them in. Say goodbye to your career. No one will ever sign a contract with you after this. Luigi was right. You are a witch. I started running around the house, trying to find a way out, but there were paparazzi waiting for me behind every door. Dang it. What was I supposed to do now? All of a sudden, someone reached in through an open window and grabbed me. I screamed, but then I realized it was Luigi. Shh, I'll help you sneak out of here. It wasn't like I had any better ideas. So I decided to trust Luigi again. He took my hand and he helped me climb onto the roof. What's next? The house is surrounded by paparazzi. I can't stay here forever. I have an idea. He smiled slyly and he got down to business. Meanwhile, downstairs, Francesca opened the doors and let in the paparazzi. Dakota Bunny, everyone. They ran in and started taking photos at crazy speeds. I am Dakota. What song should I sing for you, sweeties? Everyone's eyes bugged out when they saw him making faces. Francesca turned red as a tomato. The paparazzi got mad at her for what they assumed was a dumb prank and immediately left. Luigi, you're always ruining everything. Still can't accept that I sold Dad's vineyards. You didn't just sell the vineyards. You also sold our family business. I don't want your money, though. I'll grow my own vineyard. I wish I could say it was nice to see you, sis. But with those words, he climbed out the window and climbed onto the roof to me. The paparazzi have left. The coast's clear, my lady. He helped me down and we spent the day together. As it grew darker, we decided to meet the sunset on the beach. Luigi was holding my hand and my heart was pounding. I didn't really want to think about going back to America, so I simply just enjoyed the magical moment. That journey showed me that those you trust the most can betray you, and true happiness can be found in the most unexpected places. I've listened to a couple of your songs. Really? Which one's your favorite? Vanilla Ice Cream Kiss. With those words, he pulled me in and gently kissed me. I realized it wasn't the end of our story, but just the beginning.